Good evening, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is technical analysis review of the stock market today. Today is Thursday, June 5th, 2014. So, Draghi to the rescue, I guess is the headline. Mario Draghi to the rescue. So European Union Central Bank has cut dramatic interest rates. We're going to take a look at the markets, the indicators, and we're then going to look at we're going to update some trade ideas and a couple of new trade ideas. Okay, all right, starting off, the Dow was up 98, almost 100 points today, 98.5 points. And we're pushing up here above the Keltner channels. Now, I have taken away my lines that I had in here for the rising wedge, and I still kept them on the SPX and the New York Composite. But I really, we are at an extreme, but you know, when you get above the Keltner channel, you can push and ride that above the Keltner channels as the Dow has done, the market has done before it gets to an extreme. Now, the one thing I think we are getting, if we continue to get some bullish activity in here, you know, the short-term trading index or trend is very, very low and getting close to giving an extreme signal. So we'll take a look at that. But you know, you just can't fight the market. I mean, you know, there must be something else going on that you know, we're missing. The picture is evolving, and sometimes the picture is there, and then the picture changes and evolves. So we'll just have to wait to see how this plays out. I mean, this could do a little bit of a throw over in here and then roll back down, or this could continue to push higher. Right now, it looks pretty doggone bullish. And when you look at some of these ETFs that I'm going to show you in a minute, I mean, they're not showing any sign of negative divergence whatsoever. When we look at the New York Composite, we are right at the top end of this ending diagonal or rising wedge, whatever you want to call this. And I mean, it really does look picture perfect. That's the thing about it. I mean, it's really, really has that look. But we're not getting divergence on the RSI, not really getting divergence on DI+. So you have to sit back and say, okay, well, I mean, you know, maybe it's picture perfect, but it's about to do something different maybe. So you just have to, you got to be flexible. That's the one thing. I mean, when you draw a line in the sand and you don't change your position when the market is telling you that something else is happening, that's when you get in trouble. Okay, so you have to remain flexible in here. Again, the Nasdaq now is pushing higher. It's up here. We're not getting any divergence on the Nasdaq really. You know, it's above the Keltner channel. So again, we've had, you know, it's a little bit of a pullback, but the Nasdaq has stayed. Let's take a look at this real quick. This channel that we're in. Okay, so we're in this channel here, and we got 1, 2. This could be the big 3. This could be 4, and we could be pushing to a 5 up to the top of the channel for all, you know, for all we know. I mean, I didn't think this was going to be 4. I think we all thought this was kind of 4 in here, but you know, again, you got to go with what the Nasdaq's telling you, and right now it's pushing and no divergence. So it's had a pretty nice, strong little correction in here, and now it looks like it's trying to go again. Let's take a look at the Russell 2000, and look at the day the Russell 2000 had today. Well, this doesn't look like divergence to me. And again, pushing the blue line isn't as strong up as we'd like, but you know, again, it looks like it may be starting to push, and it's you know, it's approaching the top of the channel, but that looks like a pretty strong move today in the Russell 2000. Okay, let's take a look at these ETFs. Where's the semiconductors? Semiconductors are just pushing through the roof. So the semiconductors are leading us higher. And I saw this earlier this week, and I thought, well, I'll just wait till a little later in the week to talk about it because, I mean, sometimes it doesn't change very much day to day. I mean, look at these little movements in here. But boy, you can see pushing above this high in here I mean, it's leading the market higher, and so it's come off of this downward correction in here, and it's taking us higher. And so the semiconductors are strong. The home builders actually look like they may be trying to turn in here, which is a little surprising to me, but we could be doing, after this correction, we could be doing a little bottoming, kind of a shoulder, complex head, and a shoulder if we break this trend line in here. I don't know if you guys see that or not. So what I would, again, this is, pretty tentative, but if I put a shoulder in here and put a large, head in here and put another shoulder over here, you can see, and then this is the neckline of a head and shoulders type thing. It's actually, there's two shoulders in here potentially, but you see what I'm saying in terms of this trend line. And yeah, we got to watch this, that this could be heading back up, and after getting this break of the trend line. Now there's also another scenario. If you want to look at this, we could be just getting a pullback to this trend line that was broken from October. So again, there's different things that you got to be paying attention to. You got to be kind of watching for. I would say this is a question mark. Is this a possible? Yes, but is it super strong? No. Okay, now the last one we want to look at in here is the financial ETF. Excuse me. Boy, I tell you, they might still fighting these allergies in this time of year. Okay, the ETF has the financial ETF, again, super strong. I mean, look how it is now gone to new closing highs. Well, that doesn't happen when the market's getting ready to tank. I mean, usually, this was going to lead you down to the downside, and it sure doesn't act like it wants to right now. So, and this is, again, another one of those indicators that it's all of a sudden saying, okay, it's moving to the upside. All right, let's see. I want to take a look at the short-term trading index. We did not get another low reading in here, but the blue line, the blue line curved up a little bit. It's at 0.954. So we're not quite down below this red line yet. So we're stalling out a little bit in here. But if we get another bullish day tomorrow, it'll probably take us down there. So the real question is going to be, how much more to the upside are we going to get once we start getting some really super bullish readings? The VIX pulled back naturally because of the 100-point move, but it has not broken this divergence yet. So the divergence is still in play. We're just going to have to watch the VIX. And boy, did I do the high-low. I don't have that up right now, but the high-low jumped today. I think it was almost 300 net more new highs than new lows. So that popped up, and again, in sync with this move. All right, now I want to review some of the trade ideas that we're in, and a couple new ones that I'm looking at for today that I found when I was reviewing the stocks. And right now, what I'm looking for, I am not seeing. I don't want Apache. Let me get Diamond Offshore, because okay, I was in this with puts, okay, and I can't remember exactly where we got in. My initial target was down here 47. Boy, I tell you, they kept widening the spread. As you get more in the money, the market makers really, the spread starts to widen quite a bit. And we got out with a nice profit on half. And then as it continued to hang in here, the spread tightened a little bit. And I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and exit with all of this, because we're down below the Keltner channel in here, and I get both halves of the trade. So the entire position was liquidated right around 47, and it was done in the first half hour of the morning. So had a really nice profit on it. I think it was, I've got it on the trade page. Can't remember the percent. I think it was close to 50%. We were only in for like 3 days, two to 3 days. So I think it was 3 days. So that was a nice trade. Now, on the other hand, we've got Pandora. that I am in with puts, and we had this reversal day yesterday, but now that we're closing above this 10, I don't like that. And given the fact that the 10's above the 21, it could be signaling that we're getting ready to make a move. And what's causing me to look at that is, okay, when was there another time with Pandora? Not a ton of history, but when the 21 was trading down below the 55, okay, so everything kind of looked negative. You had the 233, the 55, the 21, kind of looks like a negative. All right, so you made this move and the 10 broke above the 21. Well, then you got a pullback, but the 10 stayed above 21. Now you got to close back above the 21, and the momentum started to shift, and then the momentum took off, and then, well, because the moving averages lagged, it took them a few days to get above the 55, but then it went like that. So there are no guarantees that that's what's going to happen here, but when I've got the 10 breaking above like in here, and now I'm getting this close back above the 10, I've got an exit point in here that I've identified on the Trade Ideas webpage, and if I hit that exit point, I'm also going to reverse and buy calls and play this to the upside. So that's the play I've got on Pandora. And the other one, or there's two of them, actually Apache I'm not talking about tonight, FireEye. Okay, FireEye and Tableau software I have not talked about before, but we're going to talk about it tonight. Now this has been in a heck of a downtrend, but we're getting this crossover, the moving averages, and this close above this in here. Okay, so I like that, and the RSI is close to 50. I would like to see it above 50. The blue is slightly above the red. DI is plus, has gone positive. So I think this is worth taking a shot at. I think this is kind of a counter trend type move. Okay, so I'm just a little bit wary, but I think it's worth a play. So I've got an entry point up above here. I want it to prove to me that it wants to move to the upside still. So there's an entry point that I've got listed on Trade Ideas webpage, and then I've also got a target in terms of where we're looking at up in here. We may get some resistance right in here, maybe top of the Kellner channel, maybe the 55 still coming down. We'll just have to watch to see if we can get a nice little pop in here on FireEye. And a similar type thing on Tableau software, which is DATA, data. Okay, this looks like a possible head and shoulders bottom, but this 55 is pretty hard down. So again, the 55 happens to be right near the top of the Kellner channel. So I'm not looking for a big move, but I thought, okay, again, we've got the crossover of the moving average. We're going to close above that. So I thought it might be worth taking a shot in here. Again, we'll have a little bit tighter stops on these plays because they are counter trend, and you just don't know. I mean, if this is truly head and shoulders, this thing could pop and get right above the 55. Here's the 233-day moving average that you see in here. Is not much history because this is the entire trading of Tableau software. Okay, this is the entire scenario. So we've had a big move up to the upside. We've had a pullback now. We could be getting ready to go again to the upside. So we'll see whether or not we get a little move in here, but we're going to take a shot and see what happens. Okay, that's it for tonight. This is tomorrow morning we get the payroll number. We'll see if that does anything with the market or not. We'll talk to you again this weekend on Saturday, and then Trade Ideas on Sunday. Have a great Friday, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. This has been Joe for Beyond the Chart.